Hey, good morning, friends. Bill here. How you doing? Did you have a good weekend? Hope you had a good one. Got out to preach somewhere. I want to go over the sports schedule this week. So every Monday, for Will, I'm trying to go over the upcoming 7 days of sports events and concerts that we have. And this link, if you look at the bottom of this video, you'll see you'll see the links to the page that has this PDF form and also links to the schedules for leagues and concerts as well. It's amazing what information is out there, opportunities to go out there and preach, multiple events and so forth. So, hey, there's plenty of opportunity out there to preach Christ to sinners, and that's what we are certainly exhorting you on. So let's go through the schedule here, see what's going on. Today's Monday, June the 3rd, and we've got a bunch of MLB games, and then the NHL, that's hockey and basketball there in the playoffs. So let's go to MLB games first. What I'm going to do is read where the games are being played. And if you live in that area, then check out when you go to the link at the bottom of the page, you'll see the team is playing. It should be obvious. Uh, find that team, the information, the game time, start time is on this form. So where they're playing the game, start time, who's playing, but I want to read you where they're playing. And then that should lead you to see if I'm not doing well this morning. And then if you live near that stadium in that city, then you can find the rest of the information or contact me and I'll give you some info. MLB game, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. That's a great place to preach. I've been there. Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. It's another good place. Rogers Center, Toronto. That's another good place. Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. I've been to the old stadium. That should be a good place. Minute Maid Park in Houston. I've been there. That's a good spot. Coors Field in Denver. It's another good location. I preached there. Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California. That's a pretty good spot, not a great spot. And then Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. I think Diego Sandoval should be there. That's a good spot. The NHL game is in Rogers Place in Edmonton. Damien, who preached with us at Niagara Falls, should be there tonight. NBA games at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. And Stephen Kendall should be there tonight. Tomorrow, let's see what we got going on. A lot of only MLB games tomorrow night. We'll roll through the cities. Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Good Stadium, PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Good Lone Depot in Miami. Good spot. Citizens Bank in Philadelphia. Nationals Park in D.C. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. That's a good place. Rogers Center, Toronto. Fenway Park in Boston. Globe Life in Arlington. Wrigley Field in Chicago. That's a good spot. Minute Maid in Houston. Coors Field in Denver. Angel Stadium, Anaheim. Oakland Stadium. Oakland Coliseum, Oakland. I've never been there before. Chase Field in Phoenix. Wednesday, it's all baseball. Fenway Park in Boston, Minute Maid in Houston, Coors Field, Denver, Chase Field, Phoenix, Nationals Park, D.C., Citizens Bank Park, Philadelphia, Progressive Field, Cleveland, PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Lone Depot Park, Miami, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, Rogers Center, Toronto, Globe Life, Arlington, Wrigley Field, Chicago, Angel Stadium, Anaheim, Oakland Coliseum. Thursday, we've got a baseball, one NBA game, a bunch of concerts. So here we go. Baseball, Rogers Center, Toronto, Progressive Field, Cleveland, Oakland Coliseum, PNC in Oakland, PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Nationals Park, D.C., Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, Great American Ballpark. That's a good spot in Cincinnati. Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Guaranteed Rate Field, Chicago. That is where the White Sox plays. I've been there before. That's a good spot. Petco Park in San Diego. That's a good location too. NBA game is going to be, this is Thursday in Boston, TD Garden in Boston. Should be a good spot. Concerts. So these are multiple day concerts, June 6th through the 9th. And I'm going to list the city where they're being held. Millennium Park, Chicago. Jim Spritt Community Park, Natchez, Washington. Burden Adventure Bound, Rixley, Virginia. Bloomington Interstate Center, Clifton, Iowa. Cougar Ridge Resort, Torrey, Utah. Harmony Park Music Garden, Ellendale, Minnesota. Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee. CMA Music Festival. Is that this week? Wow. Burroughs and Chapin Pavilion Place, Myrtle Beach. Gerald Ford Amphitheater, Vail, Colorado. And Driftless Music Garden, Juba, Wisconsin. Friday, MLB and concerts. MLB games at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Comerica Park, Detroit. Nationals Park, D.C., Tropicana, St. Pete. That's pretty good. That's a good spot. It's not great. It's good. Tropicana in St. Petersburg, Florida, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, Lone Depot Park, Miami, Globe Life Field, Arlington, Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City. That's not a good place. There's parking all around that. I really don't know how you get there. If you ever preach there at Kauffman Stadium, let me know. Guaranteed Rate, Chicago, Busch Stadium, St. Louis, good spot. Jeff Kirkland should be preaching up there. He preaches there most of those games. Angel Stadium, Anaheim, Petco Park, San Diego, Oakland Coliseum concerts. And these concerts will run June 7th to the 9th. And I'm going to list the location in the city. Meriwether Post Pavilion, Columbia, Maryland. Ginger Man Raceway, South Haven, Michigan. John Dam Plaza, Richland, Washington. Civic Center Park, Denver, Colorado. Central Florida Fairgrounds, Orlando, Florida. And Flushing Meadows, Corona Park in New York City, New York. Saturday, June the 8th. A couple more days. We've got baseball, MLS games, NHL game, and concerts. So baseball, London Stadium in the UK. No way, it's so cool. Mets are playing the Phillies there in London. Awesome. Global Life Field in Arlington, PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Nationals Park, DC, Oakland Coliseum, Great American Ballpark, Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Tropicana Field, St. Pete, Guaranteed Rate, Chicago, America Park, Detroit, Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Lone Depot, Miami, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, Petco Park, San Diego, Angel Stadium, Anaheim. MLS games in Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Allianz Field, St. Paul, Minnesota, City Park, St. Louis. I've never been to those games, but those MLS games attract a lot of people. At least they do in Atlanta. NHL game is at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise, Florida. That's the Florida team is hosting. That looks like a stadium. It's got parking all around it. I've never been there either. Concerts, Snowmass Village, Snowmass, Colorado. Just one-day concerts. Pomona, Fairplex, and Pomona, California. So if there are multiple day concerts, of course, they're in the same place. Excuse me. If you have any questions about how to preach at these places, we'll look them up on the map, and I'll give you some places where to stand and so forth. And Sunday, it's all MLB and one NBA game. MLB games, again, back to London Stadium in London, and then Globe Life Field, Arlington, PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Nationals Park, DC, Great American Park, Cincinnati, Tropicana Field, Pittsburgh. St. Petersburg, Lone Depot, Miami, Comerica Park. It's a good place. In Detroit, Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City, Guaranteed Rate, Chicago, Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Angel Stadium, Anaheim, Oakland Coliseum, Oakland, Petco Park, San Diego, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. An NBA game is at TD Garden in Boston. So great opportunity there to preach. This link will be put up there on the website as soon as I turn this off. So maybe lots of opportunity out there. Hey, man, take advantage of it. These are reports that get shorter as we can sort of get in the rhythm of it. But click the link. You'll see where they're at. There's also, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, like I said before, the links go to the schedules of the leagues are there, plus the concert link is there as well. You just sort of click on the schedule link for the leagues, and that you'll find the details. We'll probably get used to breaking it down, make it easier for you, so don't spend a lot of time looking through all the professional sports websites and the concert websites, but the information is there. So we'll do better next week. I also want to say there's events coming up, and that event link is at the bottom of this video as well. So this weekend specifically, Lord willing, Brad Madewell and I are going to be in Montreal, Canada for the Formula One race. And then Terry Cohia and the guys are going to be in Manchester, Tennessee next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Bonnaroo Festival in Manchester. Still room there. Praise God. Great opportunity. And then the George Whitfield program is June 17 to 21. Do you want to be, there's a couple of good fits here. You want to be full-time. You're thinking about being full-time. You want to learn expository preaching, or you want to learn to raise money for your ministry, sort of live the evangelistic life. That's kind of the big idea that's going on, George Whitfield program. There's 2 tracks there. One, Heath Butel teaches expository preaching is Keep Your Finger in the Text program. Then I teach really living the life as the evangelist, which includes not just, quote, the dreaded word fundraising, but it's really seeing yourself in the role the Bible sees you and people see you as an ambassador for Christ, making the transition, interacting with the civil magistrate, your pastor, your family as a result of you doing this work more and more. Because this can be a challenge when your relationships get changed. You start preaching the gospel in the open air, things begin to change, and you have to do more in your life to prepare to preach and teach. You just can't roll out like you're getting out of bed, going to work. There's a lot of preparation that goes in. So we talk about all that, try to get you to think more deeply about it, more scriptural about what's going on out there, and hopefully helps you make that transition and into that work. One way to say it, and we're going to wrap this up, is that if you go from being a church member to being a pastor, there's quite a bit of a substantive change in your life, right? Your family relationships change. I mean, you're moving from a job to probably seminary to pastorate. Your life is changing. You have to make those changes, and it's kind of, on one hand, the way the world works is people just say, yeah, they just expect you to do it. I think there needs to be some preparation for the transition that, like a seminary should offer, denominations offer, help people transition from point A to point B, from being a church member to being a pastor, from being a Bible teacher, because you bog down. The gospel is not the problem. Really, teaching the Bible is not the problem, but people bog down in the transition from being a member, having a job, to going to school, to being the pastor. And you can't bog down in that. You waste a lot of time, and a lot of guys don't make it through. It's like kind of walking through sand, walking through mud, just swimming, bogging down. You get caught up in all the things you didn't know were coming. You want to be an evangelist. You want to preach the word, right? But all these other things will bog you down. Before long, you just start the inside, can't deal with it. So we try to talk about all those things that bog you down, and so keep you from throwing up your hands and quitting. So you persevere through it and get out there and preach Christ for God's glory and for the salvation of sinners and edification of the saints. Hey, friends, as always, you can contact me, 423-724-7500, 423-724-7500. I'd love to chat with you, answer any questions you have about gospel preaching, the open air, finding a good place to stand, the laws, and so forth, and help you get out there and get it done. Hope to hear from you. We will, Lord willing, tune in next Monday and maybe during the week as well. Have a great day. Bye.